Hello, everybody. This is a surprise live. I told you I was going to try to go live today, and here I am. It's later than I would want, but I'm here for a little bit. So if you are on, say hi. Making sure my microphone's working. I think it is. It's not super close to me, though. Hey, Mom. Everybody's jumping on too. Hey, Carissa. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Laura. Hey, Starla. Hey, Andrea. Hey, guys. How's it going? I was going to go live yesterday, and I told some of you that I was going to try to go live, and it just didn't happen. And so then I was really going to try today to do it, and got the kids to bed. I think they're almost asleep. And so I thought, let me just jump on for a little bit. I've got my hot tea here, and I'm just relaxing in my comfy robe. How's everybody doing? Happy Saturday. Hey, Deidre. Hey, Dora. Hey, Daniel. Cherish. Hope. Mrs. Intense. I am ready for church. Yes. Who else is ready for church? Do I have? No, I don't have anything in my teeth. It looked like I did for a second. Yes, we did get the plumbing fixed. The plumber came out yesterday. There was a small pinhole leak in the refrigerator water line, and a mist must have been going for days before it leaked through the ceiling. So they were able to get that fixed. And we're ready for church tomorrow. So that is wonderful news. It was a mess. Bless their hearts for having to clean all that up. And it did mess up our Wednesday night, but thankfully it didn't mess up a Sunday. So we are excited for that. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Ashlyn. Yeah, everybody, how are the roads near you? I know that a lot of you still have snow and ice and everything, and you maybe not be able to get out to go anywhere. We still have snow because it hasn't gotten above freezing yet for all of it to melt. I do think it's coming this week, though. We're supposed to get warmer, but the roads have been fine. The kids were in school on Thursday and Friday, and I have a love-hate relationship with it. I'm glad it's all getting back to normal, but I think the snow is so pretty. We didn't get very much, but it was still pretty. Ashlyn, you're off tomorrow. That's great. Tennessee. Yes, I've heard Tennessee has gotten a good bit of ice and snow. You haven't missed very much at all. I just went live. It's probably going to be, less than an hour or so. I just thought I would kind of hang out with you guys for a few minutes. I am very much not a night owl, so I go to bed pretty early. But I thought I'd hang out with you guys for a little bit while I drink my tea. This is peach herbal tea, and it's really good. I've been loving all the warm drinks. Y'all know I love my hot chocolate that I drink. And I love coffee, of course, but I've also really been liking hot tea. I got myself you'll see in tomorrow's vlog, I think, that I got myself an electric kettle, and I got it at Aldi, just like an impulse thing, and I really love it. It's been awesome, and it's helped me even drink more hot beverages easier. Mm-hmm. That is so true. Those of you that work in healthcare or anything like that where you have to leave, God bless you all. That's the part where I'm like, I don't want any more ice, any more snow, because I know there's so many of you that do have to work out in it, and I want you to be safe. If we all could just stay home and there was no people on the road, it would be really nice to have more snow. But yeah, it's scary when you have to get out and drive in that. Very scary. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and I'll do my best to get to as many as I can. But it feels nice to just sit here and kind of chat with y'all for a little bit. We've had a very relaxing day. I did vlog, so you'll see this vlog. You'll see Saturday's vlog on Tuesday, I believe, and Tuesday. And I haven't really done much today. I ran some errands because we have a luncheon after church, so I got stuff to do, some food, and then I took some library books back, ran to Sam's, and then once I got home, we haven't really done much. We were all going to get out, but the temperatures were so low that the kids didn't really want to, and I didn't want to push them. I was out just running those errands, and my hands were so cold. It was at like noon today. It was like 17 degrees, and it was really sunny, but it was so cold. My hands were like frozen. Oh, wow. You had, Starla says she had 8 inches of snow and then ice on top of that. Oh, well, thank you for popping on. If you guys make sure you hit that notification bell, so if I ever do just do a surprise live like this, you'll get notified. I hope it worked for all of you that are joining me now. Oh, thank you so much, Cherish. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I'm so thankful that my videos helped in any sort of way. I love my electric kettle too. I've only had it for a couple days, and I don't know why I haven't gotten one sooner. I know my mom has one, and I like using it at her house, but I don't know. This time of year, it just comes in handy so much. Hey, Shay. Long time no talk. Oh, I'm so glad that she's back home. That's wonderful news. Laura, you're almost done. Yay, you're almost done. That's always a good feeling. You fell today, Rachel? I hope you're okay. You have to be really careful if it was ice related. Man, that is scary. Nate's sleeping. I'm going to like knock on any sort of wood that there's no wood around me, but he's doing really well. You know, I've told you guys with his sleep, it's very much like random. He'll have like months where he sleeps really great, and then he'll have like, you know, several weeks where he's like up all the time and barely sleeping. It's very much random. And so a lot of times when he's sleeping good, I don't sleep because I'm like waiting for him to wake up, you know, like it's innate thing that I have. But lately we've all been sleeping good, and it's been wonderful. I think having the amount of time off we've had for Christmas and then the snow days and all of that, we've let them stay up a little bit later. They've been sleeping in a little more, and it's been great for all of us. I feel so much more rested than I have in a long time, and that's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Oh, man. No, I don't think that's nuts at all, Jackie. If you have that desire to be a doctor, I think you should go for it. Definitely. Oh my gosh, Dora, please be careful. You're in a wheelchair, so getting in the snow is impossible. Yeah, definitely be careful. Getting out in the snow and the ice is scary for any of us. I mean, and if you're in a wheelchair, that's even more dangerous. So I hope you're staying warm inside. Hopefully all of this stuff will pass, and, you know, it'll be spring before we know it. And then I don't really love spring. Spring is probably my least favorite season because of the allergies. Like, who's ready for that? They're horrible. And I haven't really, well, I do remember that the spring, we moved here in the spring of last year. And so, or like the late part of spring. So I haven't got to experience a full spring, but I remember it being pretty bad when we moved here, getting used to all the different allergens. So I'm not particularly looking forward to that. It feels like everybody gets sick. You got yours for Christmas. That's a good Christmas present. I don't know. The electric kettle, I have like a stovetop, you know, like kettle. And so I always thought, well, what's the point of an electric one? I have this one. And then a lot of times I would heat water up in the microwave or whatever, but it's just so convenient to just put the kettle on and it's ready so fast. So I don't think there's any going back now. And it was like $18.99, I think, at Aldi, which I thought was pretty decent. And I didn't have to like ship it and all of that, you know? So it was like an impulse thing, but I was glad. And it's funny, I was scanning it because, you know, Aldi has the self-checkout now, which I love self-checkout because I just don't like having to wait in line, especially if I have the kids with me, and the self-checkout is usually quick. So I was scanning it, and it said, like, please weigh item. Like, it thought it was produce. And so I'm like trying to clear it, and the guy comes over and he's like, what were you trying to scan? I'm like, this. And I showed him the kettle and he's like, that is weird. He's like, scan a different barcode on there. Cause Aldi has like 5 different barcodes on everything. Usually it's the same one. So I don't know what happened with that, but it was very weird. It was so funny. His face was like, no, so surprised. Mhm, mhm. Sandra, I saw in Cartersville in Georgia that the school we used to go to, they were like canceled several days last week too because of the low temps and the threat of bad weather. So I was like, oh, it's there too. Yeah, it's been really cold here too. It's been those low teens, even below teens. That is just, oh, it's painful. David was out in the cold, like just for a few minutes trying to fix something at the church, like one of the cameras or I forget what. And like he came home and he's like, I have this really, he thought he'd like bruised his face. He's like, something really is painful. And then we realized that it was like wind burn from the cold. There's David right now. So I'm telling on him. But anyway. Oh, Chris, I'm so glad you're getting over that. That is no fun. I've had it twice and I don't want to have it again. And then, the flu's going around really bad right now, like super bad. I've heard like horror stories and I'm pretty sure that's what I had. What was it back in October? It's funny is I didn't tell you all this at the time, but it was right after I started my new healthy food plan with Optavia. I had gotten like 2 weeks in and maybe it was November. I was only a few weeks in and I got the flu and I thought I was going to die. It was the worst sickness I've had in a long time. I could not move. And you would think like David had to stay home. Thankfully it fell like right at a time where he was off. Like it was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday situation where it were the worst days. And so, I was a few days into it before he had to leave me, but I was so miserable. And I would have thought if I had like 3 days in bed, I would have been like, yes, even if I'm a little sick, this is wonderful. I couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't watch anything. I was full on miserable. And I was determined to not eat anything I wasn't supposed to. I mean, I wasn't like feeling great anyway, so it wasn't that hard. But I lived on my oatmeal and my mashed potatoes. I thinned out like soup and like I got them as hot as I could stand it and sugar-free cough drops and sugar-free popsicles. And it was rough. It's rough. Oh man. Memories. No, we have not had any more mice. So if you guys remember right as we moved in here, we had a mice problem and the exterminator people came and they showed us where they were getting in at. It was like this hole that was exposed, and told David he wouldn't even charge him for coming by or anything. He just told David how to fix it. David went and got the supplies, fixed it, and we've had no more issues. So once we got them all out of our house after we sealed it up. So I'm really nervous about the summer and the, hotter weather coming because, I know a change of season can bring them out again. We have more houses being built around us. They're clearing the field behind us. And I don't know what they're putting back there. I guess more houses. And so I'm really nervous, but hopefully they can't get in. I'm still scarred for life from that experience. It was rough. That was rough. That was a rough time, but yeah, no more mice, knock on wood again, like the sleep and the mice thing, we got to knock on all the wood for that, but nope, no more mice. I've had many a friend tell me, message me and say, yep, that's just something that you have to deal with a lot of times in older house. We don't even have an older house, but one of my friends was saying, we have an older house and just every change of season, we're going to have them. I'm like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. What did I miss? I love my electric kettle too. I don't know what took me so long to get one, honestly, but it's been very handy. And I've been loving hot tea. Like that's something I like coffee more than tea. I like coffee way more than tea, but there's something very soothing about hot tea at nighttime. And I've really been enjoying drinking some hot tea at night. It's just very soothing and it kind of like, I don't know, it just makes me kind of feel sleepy and tired. So if you have any good tea suggestions, I've been trying to do like herbal tea, green tea. I had some candy cane lane tea, which I've really been enjoying that. Peppermint tea. This is peach herbal tea, and it's really good. I've heard the flu is super bad this year. I've heard people are having fever for days and days with it, like way longer than COVID. And so I'm just like, please don't let it come here. The kids have, knock on wood again, but the kids have been so well this year. We haven't had, right as we moved here, Mark got sick and we had to take him to the hospital. Other than that, Lucy's had like one little round of tummy stuff here and there, but they've been very healthy. So like, all the germs can stay away. Ugh. Yeah, David's been working around the house like crazy. So I've told you guys more about it in the vlog. I don't know which one, probably the one that's going up on Monday or Tuesday, but we have the flooring we have is like hardwood, but then there's also tile. It's not really hardwood, it's like laminate or whatever. But dividing the floor, like where the tile and the laminate meet, there's like this weird wood seam thing. And it keeps coming up and like the kids trip on it and it like slides all over the place. Like it's not staying down. So David had to reattach it all over the house. Bless his heart. I'm like, I don't know what you're going to have to do, but something's got to give because it was driving me nuts. But yep. And then, yeah, the flies since we moved here have been horrible. I don't know what it is about where we live. The mosquitoes and the flies, horrible. It's been much better in the winter, but man, in the house, like we've killed mosquitoes and flies all over this house. It's just so awful. Oh man, home ownership. That's so great. Oh, yeah, I agree with you, Shay. Like, let's keep winter like 30s and 40s. That's cold. It feels refreshing when you go out. I love being bundled up in like my winter sweaters. Has been fun to wear. But when you go out and it's like 10 degrees, it is painful. That's not so fun. And if it's going to be that cold, let's at least have some snow with it. So that's just my thought. Yeah, that's what he did was he sealed the hole with steel wool. Yep. And then some other stuff. I don't even know. But anyway, threshold. That's the name of it. It's a threshold piece and it's a pain. I hate them. Like they're separating like any time the floor changes, it's separating like by this threshold piece and they don't stay down. So hopefully whatever he did, like glued it down more and they'll stop coming up. That's the word. Yeah. That's the thing. Like us in the South, like Georgia, Arkansas, Alabama, like we're not used to these insane cold temperatures. We're not made for them. We don't have the equipment to handle the ice and the snow. And we definitely aren't used to waking up for it to be, 15, 12 degrees or whatever. Oh my gosh. Me and David, for some reason, all the flies like to be in our bathroom. And so we would go in there at the end of the night and like just hit flies with a towel. It was like a game. How many can we kill? It was awful. Like we tried everything to get rid of those flies and it was just bad. I will say I'm not too keen on the climate of Arkansas. There's a lot of things I love about Arkansas. The climate's not one of them. And it could just be where we live in the city, like next to the woods that we have or whatever. But the mice, the flies, the mosquitoes, super bad. The rice fields that they burn and it gives me like terrible migraine headaches. So weird. I miss Indiana a lot in terms of the climate. Although there was some weird things about that too. Remember the cicadas? Every 17 years, they have like this influx. I think this is all over the country though, but we were in the path and there was just dead cicadas everywhere. Like it stunk to go outside. You couldn't even play outside. You'd be like mobbed by them. So weird. But I mean, that was only every 17 years. So, so weird. We do live stream. Let's see if I can. Okay, hold on, you guys. I'm still here. I'm going to link our church's live stream because there is churches with the same name. And so I want to make sure that we get you the right one. We actually just got on YouTube a few weeks ago. How do I share this? I know there's a way. That's not it. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to link y'all. Ugh. There we go. Copy. And there we go. Here's our church's YouTube channel. And so we do live stream. We used to be just on Facebook and now we're just on YouTube. So if you want to, no, don't leave. It's saying, do you want to leave? No. Oh my gosh. Technology. Tezo vanilla macaron. That sounds delicious. I need to look for that. I love the Tezo teas anyway. So there's this one called mint citrus or something, or mint jade mint something. Anyway, it's really good too. I like minty teas though. I know not everybody likes that. Ugh. Will I be planting a garden this year? I want to say yes, but I think I'm going to pare it down because I did way too much last year and it like competed with each other. My cucumbers did really good. My zucchini did decent, but I think I overdid it. So I may just do like 1 plant, 2 plants, not do like, I did like 5 or 6 in the garden. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I'm just like throwing stuff in. I don't know. I do not have a green thumb at all. Like it's terrible. I will kill anything. I wish like it's something like I went through this whole phase of watching all these garden YouTube channels and I think it's so beautiful. Like I wish I was better at it, but I'm terrible at it. But I would like to try again. David acts like he had anything to do with this garden. He did not. You didn't have to do anything. The problem I think is it gets so hot here and I did water it, but then like as they started dying, I would be like, okay, what's wrong with it? And I would Google it and it would say it's either underwatering or overwatering. And I'm like, well, which one is it? So I just constantly watered them because I figured it was so dry and hot, but then maybe I overdid it. I don't know. I think I just had too much going on, but it was fun. And, we had tomatoes too do pretty well, but like later on in the season, like we were still getting tomatoes like in November. So I don't know. It was interesting. But Dave. Yeah. David is probably better at gardening than me, but his mom and dad like I think ruined him because they would make him like work that she had like these beautiful flowers and all this stuff in her yard. And he had to like work in the yard. And so now he's like, no, no garden. And he doesn't like, I don't know, me and the kids got really into like eating the food that you grew, or me and Lucy got into it. And Mark loved to pick it and stuff. But when you do add up the cost of like your time, all the stuff you spent, it's like we could have just gone to Aldi. But it's not as fun. Oh, I know. I think where we lived in Indiana was my favorite place, like in terms of geographical location, like in terms of the city we lived in. We lived in this cutest city, y'all. It was like a Hallmark movie. It was the cutest town. And so I really miss that. I still like follow like a lot of pages on Facebook, businesses and like the actual city And so they'll post pictures, and I really do miss that city a lot. Do you guys ever want to see a cute little Hallmark town? Very, very South Indiana, almost on the Kentucky border, Madison, Indiana. It is a beautiful city. It is it. That's true too. He had to cut the grass around the garden. This is another thing I miss, our backyard in our Indiana home. Bar none. It was so beautiful. Here, our backyard's horrible. But it is what it is. There's a lot of things I like about this house better. There's things I hate about both houses. So I just need to we just need to keep saving up, and then maybe we can make our own house. Although I don't know that I would like that either. I feel like there'd be way too many decisions. So I don't know. David's mom had the most beautiful, she still has some, doesn't she? Like some beautiful roses and stuff. So pretty. Their backyard, if you guys have ever seen us go to the pool at his mom and dad's house, it is gorgeous. The whole backyard is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, the cicadas were so bad that year. Was it 2021 or 2? I think it was 21. It was horrible. Like we could not even be outside. I remember us trying to have a picnic one time and getting attacked. And then all the dead ones. I had to sweep the dead cicadas off of our porch every night. It was so gross. It was so gross. That was the weirdest thing ever. Oh my gosh. You can't make this stuff up. And I was like, of course, it was the first summer that we lived in Indiana. And I'm like, of course, this is me every 17 years, and it's going to be this year. That was a rough year. I don't know what was worse, 2020 or 2023 for us. 2023 was a rough start of the year, but then it worked itself out rather quickly. Like God was so faithful. 2020 was just a very hot mess express. Plus, we were new parents again. Mark was born in 2020, and so we had a newborn, and we were trying to figure all that out. And then you got the COVID stuff, and it was just that was a rough time. That was a rough time. Yep. When Nate got stung by a bee. Yep, that was a scary moment. I still remember exactly where I was and walking out there and hearing the commotion and David saying he just got stung by a bee, because they had told us with his peanut allergy and with his rash condition he has a buildup of histamine already in his body. So they were like, he has a very high chance of being severely allergic to bee stings or any kind of stings. And so I literally felt like my heart in my throat. It was horrible. I didn't know what to do. We picked him up and took him to the pharmacy. They have a pharmacy close to their house. And I just thought, if something goes wrong, we'll be here. I don't know what they're going to do. They could probably administer an EpiPen better than me. And we had the EpiPen. And so I went and talked to the pharmacist, and she's like, give him some Benadryl and we'll watch it. And so we just walked around, and he did fine. And he's been stung. Do you guys remember in Alabama when we lived there, he got stung in the ear at school? He was running on the track and a bee stung him in the ear. So something stung him. So he's been stung several times and he's been okay. So I feel a little bit more at peace about it, but still, I think if he were to be stung tomorrow, I would still freak out, because there's an increased chance. And then all of my subscribers were saying, oh, it's not the first sting you have to worry about. It's the second sting. And I'm like, oh, don't tell me that. I'm going to have a panic attack. Oh, man. What's crazy is nobody else has ever been stung there where he was stung. They spray and do all kinds of stuff. So it was just so random that he was stung like he was. And nobody has been stung since then. So bizarre. Hey, April. Oh, what is up with all the cicadas? It's like a plague. Man, they're awful. What purpose do they serve? I guess they serve some sort of purpose. God made them for something, but maybe they're just from hell. I don't know. Oh my gosh, they're so bad. Hey, Allison, it's good to see you too. Just doing a real casual chit chat here before bed. Thought I'd see how all of you guys are doing. Drinking my hot tea that's now like lukewarm, which isn't the best. Still tastes pretty good though. Yeah, Layla never was interested in the cicadas. She's pretty smart. Like she does not eat anything like that. Well, I mean, she will eat people food if anything falls on the floor. But like in terms of like medicine that falls on the floor, toys, bugs, anything like that, she doesn't care. When we had the mice, I wondered what she would do, and one like ran by her and me one time, and she was just like kind of freaked out too. So, oh, she's kind of a chicken. She acts tough, like in terms of like people, but she gets spooked easily too. So she didn't have anything to say to the cicadas. Layla is feeling better. She had this tummy thing like Monday morning. So I think she must have eaten something that didn't agree with her, because ever since like she had like a few hours of being upset, like she threw up a couple times. I gave her some chicken and rice. That's like the magic reset, I'm telling you. And she was fine. I put her back on dog food the next day and she's done completely fine. So who knows? That girl, I swear she has like 10 lives. When she was a puppy, she used to eat all kinds of stuff. That's probably why she doesn't do it anymore. We've had to take her to the vet and have all kinds of stuff done to her. When, let's see, this memory just came up. It was like 11 years ago or something. Jen was having surgery, my bestie in Texas. It's when we were living in Texas. So I was making her dinner. And I had these double chocolate cookies that I just pulled out of the oven. And where we were living, it had like this bar. And the bar kind of backed up to our living room. And the couch was kind of pushed up to the bar. And I didn't even think about her getting the cookies. I just was putting them on the bar to cool, like on some parchment paper. And she got up and she could only reach 2 of them. But she ate all of it, all 2. And was like crying for more. I realized she had eaten it. So I like freaked out because these are like double chocolate cookies, and I'm Googling it and they're like, this is really bad. And so I gave her peroxide or something, whatever you're supposed to give them to make them throw up. She would not, like, she didn't throw up at all. I'm like, oh my gosh. So we took her to the vet. They tried to like give her activated charcoal and all this stuff and pump her stomach and make her throw up. Like she wouldn't throw up even for them. And so they were like, we're just going to give her some fluids. They had to start an IV, all of this stuff. It was like $1,000 later. And she was fine, like completely fine. She's eaten a peach pit one time. She chewed through an electrical cord that was plugged in. She has eaten all kinds of stuff. And we would take her in to the doctor. They would do like an x-ray. Most of it, they would just let it, like, I think it'll pass by itself kind of thing. But she has paid her dues. Paid her dues. Free fertilizer. Is that the cicadas? Hubby is watching football. Is football on? David and the kids have been playing like video games today and different games. So they've been doing that. I haven't even turned the TV. We haven't really turned the TV on. Your cat ate a hair tie. Oh no. Layla's never done that, which is a miracle because I have hair ties all over this house. Like they're in every room. It's just a problem. Oh man. Yeah, we paid her dues is right. Oh my gosh. If we could have all the money we paid for all the crap she's done. Thankfully, after a few years old, she stopped doing all that stuff. But man, the first little bit, I thought she's going to be killed. Mm-hmm. Oh no, that's so scary. To give him CPR, I don't even think I would be in the right frame of mind to even know what to do. I think I would just freak out if something like that happened. Maybe my instincts would kick in. I don't even know if I would know how to give CPR to a dog. Thankfully, she didn't have any trouble. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they kill other things. Is that like the whole mosquito? Like what do mosquitoes do? They do something similar. Let's just not have any of them. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know who this is, but I'm going to remove them. Your dog ate a macadamia nut and almost died. Oh my gosh. They're toxic? I didn't even know that. Layla has eaten some sort of nut, and I think it was so big and she didn't chew it up that was one of the times she had issues, but she ended up being okay. But that is scary. Oh, Molly. That's so cute. I love when dogs are named like people names. I think it's so cute. That's why I named Layla Layla. I just have always liked that name. And I always said, when I get a dog, I'm gonna name her Layla. And so I did. But I think it's cute when their name is like Walter. I don't know. It's really cute. I like Molly. See, I always liked the name Molly, but we couldn't name a child that because then it would be Molly Holly. So, but maybe a dog. We could have a dog named Molly Holly. That'd be kind of funny. Hey, Miss Lynn, we are doing good. It was kind of like a surprise, spur of the moment live, but I'm hanging out with you guys for a few minutes. Hi from Louisiana. Hi. Yes. But tell me, guys, what's been going on? Any questions? Anything you want to chat about? I'll hang on for a few more minutes and finish my tea, and I'm going to bed. I started a new book called Hidden Pictures, and it is weird. I'm not going to say I recommend it yet. It is interesting, but it's very different. But I'll keep you guys posted. I did not know there was a wrestler named Molly Holly, but I like the name. Maybe our next dog will name Molly Holly. Northwest Louisiana. We love Louisiana. We haven't been that many times, but David and I, when we were dating, he had to work out there, like just for the day. And I went with him, and we had some really fun times. We went to eat beignets. I don't even remember what else we did. We got stuck in traffic, and David changed some filters. That's what he was doing back then. And we went to Circuit City, and the GPS somehow it got mistyped, and so it was saying "Welcome to Clerkett City." It kept saying that, and we just thought that was so funny. I did know that grapes were, but I will tell you that Layla has had several grapes in her life, and she's never. I think you probably have to have more than just like one or two. But every now and then she will get one that I don't know because, they fall off the table or whatever, and she'll get one, but I try not to let her do it. Same with chocolate. I don't know if I did tell you guys back at Christmas, we came home from our date night and Layla, the stocking bag had dumped out and she was like acting weird, like she had just been into something. And we thought that she ate a Hershey Kisser more. And she was acting really weird that night, but I Googled it, how many Hershey Kisses would she have to have eaten? And it was a lot because it was milk chocolate. They're like, she would have had to eaten a pound of it or something. And so I knew she didn't eat that much, but later on, a few days later, I looked at her poop and sure enough, there was Hershey Kisses wrappers in there. It just passed right through her. Oh my God, Layla. I swear she has 9 lives. She's like a cat. Oh, yeah. I remember that, Shay. She one time ate. No, she didn't eat it, but I dropped a muscle relaxer, and they're so tiny. And I freaked out because I thought she ate it, and I was like, she's going to die. She's going to die. It's a muscle relaxer. She's so tiny. It makes me, feel completely looped out. But after, an hour of searching, I finally found it, and she hadn't eaten it. But it scared me to death. I swear, Layla's she was our practice baby. So, oh man, she put us through it. Oh my gosh. Oh, crazy in trouble. That's so cute. Oh, that's sad, Emily. Barney. That's a cute name, though. Watching from San Antonio. We love San Antonio. That's where we need to go visit. We can visit Jen and we can just show. I would love to show the kids like where they were born. We lived in San Antonio when Nate and Lucy were born, and we love it. I did not love how far away it was from family, and I did not love the heat. The summer was rough, but that city is beautiful. 4 inside cats, 3 outside, and 2 rescue dogs. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Aw, Georgie. Yes, I do remember. Aw, that is a very interesting question, Haley. I have had a tiny sip of wine, and I hated it so much. That's my whole alcoholic experience. It was so nasty. I don't know how people drink it. But yeah, we don't drink. Oh, it tasted like, I don't even know. I can't even. And like when I taste stuff like food that's been cooked, like with wine in it, I hate that taste too. So is it like an acquired thing? I don't know. Shona hopping in from North Alabama, iced in. David's mom and dad live in North Alabama. I've been enjoying seeing all the pictures from up there, but iced in is not good. Good night, Miss Deidre. 3 inside cats. Aw. Aw. My favorite book I've read so far. Oh man, I just read The Last One Left. That's been my favorite for this year. The Last One Left by Riley Sager. Riley Sager is a really good author. I also really like his book, The House Across the Lake. I think that's what it's called. Really good. And in terms of all time, I couldn't even tell you. But this year, The Last One Left. What else have I read this year? I have read. Where is my books? Oh, here. It's right in front of my face. I keep a note on my phone. So I gave The Last One Left a 9 out of 10. I also gave The Other Woman, I forget who that's by, a 9 out of 10. It was really good, I thought. I think The Last One Left is a little bit better, though. None of This Is True was a really good read, but I scored it at 8 because it just didn't have the best ending to me. But I'm really, like, I will score a book really low if it does not have a good ending, even though it's a good book. But a lot of people don't do that, but that's just how I feel. An ending to me has to be like, what? How? It has to, like, all the twists and the like the pieces adding up and all of that. So where was I? We are all doing very great. Yeah, David tells a story where he went to, where is it, like Europe somewhere, and he had this chicken that was like cooked in wine. It was like purple. And he got so sick from that, which is crazy because I thought if you like cooked it, it wouldn't like make you feel sick. But, you cook the alcohol out, but maybe it wasn't cooked all the way out. So I don't think he meant uncooked chicken. I think he meant it was cooked in chicken. Yes, I do watch 10 to Life with Annie Elise. That's her name. Annie Louise. I do like her. I like her. I like Crime Weekly better though, so I always go to them first. But I do like her too. She posts a lot more. Like, she posts a lot. And so if I'm caught up with Crime Weekly, then I'll go and see Annie Elise. I also like Kendall Ray. And I like Stephanie Harlow by herself outside of Crime Weekly too. But Crime Weekly is my absolute favorite. I love that. I love them. James Patterson, Third Degree. Have I read that? I need to remember that. I've read a bunch of James Patterson's, but I don't think I've read Third Degree, so I need to add that. I have all of my books I've read. If you can see. Oh, it's not going to let you see. Well, you can't really see, but all of the ones I have them broken up into the year. So in 2022, I read 68 books. 2023, I read 64 books. And then this year so far, I've read 5. I'm really trying to like get to 100. So I need to like be consistent. That's only like 2 a week, and I can do that. Yeah, he did say uncooked chicken. So that is confusing. Be like, that's the reason you got sick. It was the uncooked chicken. Okay, favorite restaurants in San Antonio. Anytime anybody visits San Antonio, I always have to message them and be like, go to these places. Okay, David will have to help me, but Mexican food anywhere is amazing in San Antonio. It's like this Tex-Mex thing. The tortillas. The tortillas in HEB are my favorite. Alamo Cafe, so good. That's probably one of my favorite Mexican places in all of San Antonio. I love the Alamo Cafe. They have, when you walk in the door, they have these ladies rolling out the tortillas by a window. It's so yummy. We also really like Mamacita's. Isn't that what it's called? Mamacita's and Mi Tierra, downtown Mi Tierra. Acadiana Cafe, so good. That is our like Cajun. It's like a Cajun down home cooking, kind of like Cracker Barrel meets Cajun food. So good. We used to eat there all the time. Yeah, Mamacita's is good. Where else, David? Oh, the gas station place. I know they have it all over Texas, but Rudy's, super delicious. Big Lou's Pizza. I think they closed down. I want to say they did, but that was delicious. They had this barbecue pizza. Yeah, Rudy's. The Big Lou's had this barbecue pizza. It was so good. But yeah, the Mexican food alone. When I was pregnant with Lucy, all I wanted was salsa from Alamo Cafe, and it's super hot. It is hot, but it is so good. It's real. It's not chunky, which I love that it's more thin. And then they would bring you these warm tortillas that the ladies had just made and butter before your meal, kind of like rolls, but it was tortillas, and it was so good. And I always got these chimichangas, and you got 3 little chimichangas, and on one they put cheese dip, on one they put guacamole, and on one they put like a red sauce. And so you got like 3 of them that were a little bit different, or maybe it was sour cream. I can't remember, but they were all a little bit different. They were so good. You're so welcome. I hope you enjoy. It took us like 3 years of living there before I ever even knew about Alamo Cafe or went to it. And then when I was in the hospital having Nate, some of our family went to eat there because it was really close to the hospital, and they were telling us how good it was. And so one of the first outings we had with Nate, he was just a few days old, and I wanted to get out of the house. We took him there, and we went and ate, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Lulu's Cafe. I think Big Lou's did, honey. Let's look it up. I do know Lulu's. Lulu's was a really good little cafe. It was kind of like a hole in the wall place. And well, it's closed right now. I don't know. Though maybe they didn't close. Their last post was just a few days ago, so maybe they didn't. Okay, hold on. Big Lou's Burger closed. They had like a burger place next to them. The pizza's still open. There you go. Yeah, but Lulu's had these giant cinnamon rolls, like giant cinnamon rolls, and they were so good. But they closed, which I'm not surprised. It was very, like, the cinnamon rolls were good, and some of their other food was good, but it was very, like, dirty, and it was very much like a hole in the wall. Pepperoni rolls. Yum. We lived in Cartersville, Georgia. It's not far from Atlanta. It's kind of like a suburb, sort of, Atlanta. We loved Cartersville too. We lived in some great places. I could definitely like move back to North Georgia one day. It's such a beautiful, beautiful part of the country, like the mountains in the fall and man, north of Atlanta. Yeah. Y'all never ask me like which part of the state did y'all live in? I don't know. I don't know. Is it north, south, east of Atlanta? I don't know. Oh man. But it was a great place. Cartersville was great because it was like a small town, but you were far from big city either. It was like the best of both worlds. It kind of reminded me of living in Birmingham, and where I'm from is a suburb of that, and so it was a very similar feel. Yep, it was a neat place. I missed it too, but I do not miss any of the apartments we lived in there. I would have liked to have a house experience in Cartersville. I think that would have been amazing, but I know that wasn't what we were supposed to do, and because the way we had to leave, it was just a miracle that we were able to get out of our lease and all of that. If we had a house and had to sell it right in the middle of COVID, that would have been awful. So the weather in our area is downright freezing cold. I think we're supposed to warm up. Let's just look. Right now, it is 14 degrees, and it's dropping throughout the night. I think we get down to 12. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer tomorrow. We actually get up to 32 degrees tomorrow. It hasn't happened in, I think, like 10 days. They said we were going to be below freezing. And then we start warming up. It looks like Tuesday, the high is 48. Wednesday, the high is 51. Thursday is the high is 58. So we get back in the 50s this week. So that's a good thing. Although it says we're going to be getting rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Boo. I don't know what it feels like here, but it feels very cold. It doesn't say. It just says it's 14, but it is painful to go out there. Oh, yay. You're only 4 miles from the Alamo Cafe. Like, please eat some for me. Please. It is so good. And they also have they have all the Mexican food, but they also have like Texas favorites like chicken fried steak. And so it's just delicious. Okay. That place is so good. Anytime we had anybody like come visit, we would go eat there. It's probably my favorite like restaurant in San Antonio. Really good. Enjoy it. It is really hard to move all over the country, I will tell you. There's so many experiences I'm glad that we had because we've moved all over, but it's hard. Like, I have found making new friends all over the country is great because now we have people that we know that we would have never met, but it's hard to start all the way over. And we've done it so many times now. We've moved from Texas to Georgia to Alabama to Indiana, now to Arkansas. So every time you move, you're starting from a blank slate of like nobody knows you. You have to make friends. I'm not super extroverted. And so it's hard on me like to make friends. Even people have been so nice to us here, but it's just still hard to like put yourself out there. And so it's not easy. Yes. So the pipes at the church are fixed. Thankfully, it was a pinhole in the refrigerator water line. And they said it misted for days and we didn't know about it because it was in the ceiling. And so it got too much where the water started coming out of the ceiling. So that was the craziest thing. But they got it fixed and hopefully we'll get the water damaged part of the ceiling fixed soon. But we're good for church tomorrow, so that's great. Hey, Constance. Feels like -17. I don't even know what that would feel like. Like, I can't even picture how -17 would feel. Google says that. Let's just see. Because I was looking on the weather app. Wonder what it feels like here. It would help if I spelled it right. Well, this says it's 13 degrees. Oh, no, 12. 12, it feels like 5 here. Boo. Boo boo. Feels like 5. Best salsa in San Antonio. It is really good salsa, but like I said, it has a kick to it. They call it like hot sauce or something. Because when I was pregnant with Lucy, I craved their salsa so bad that David would drive. And we lived further away when I was pregnant with Lucy, we didn't live as close as we used to live. And so he would drive over there and tell them, like, my wife is 8 months pregnant and she really wants salsa and chips. And they would give him so much. They were so nice. Yeah, when I was pregnant with Lucy, I wanted like all of the spicy things. When I was pregnant with Nate, all I wanted was chocolate chip cookies from McDonald's, which I hate those now. Chocolate chip cookies from McDonald's, Chick-fil-A lemonade, chocolate donuts, chocolate milk. It was weird. It was weird. And now y'all know how much he hates sweets, so I think I completely killed it. It was so weird. And then y'all know what I craved with Mark. Lean Pockets, breakfast Lean Pockets. I ate those by the case. So funny. Yeah, it's hard too when you go into a church, a school, a small town, anywhere where everybody's really close because it's hard to get in there. It's like everybody knows everybody and you're the outsider. It's just hard. Oh. He is doing really great. Nate is living his best life always. He wakes up. We were just laughing this morning because he wakes up laughing. It's like he's just the happiest dude. Like he goes to sleep goofing off and laughing. He wakes up laughing. He's just a happy little guy. He's loving life. 7 degrees feels like 0. Boo. Yeah, definitely Mark was Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets. Sonic Slushes was it Mark? Was it? No, the Sonic Cream Slush was Nate. And then they discontinued that thing. And I'm still bitter about it. Why? Why did they do that? That was like so good. Those cream slushes. I know some people said that their Sonics will still make them. We need to ask Sam. Sam works at our church. She's our children's pastor. Like I need to ask her, like, could you still do a cream slush? I love this. I can't have them now, but with Nate, I wanted the cream slush all the time. All the time. Yeah. Chocolate milk. I'm not even a milk person, but with Nate, I wanted chocolate milk. I remember one time David went and got me chocolate donuts from Krispy Kreme and chocolate milk, and I was so happy. So happy. I just want to throw up thinking about that now. Oh, man. Yeah, Nate has been in. I didn't say this on the vlog, but I got a message from his music teacher at school, and she said that she taught a new concept in music. He goes to regular like specials with his regular grade, and she said that they were introducing a new 16 count on the drums, and she said Nate really grasped the concept and played it better than anyone in the entire class. She was super impressed, and I'm like, it doesn't surprise me because he's been loving playing with David at church. He just, and my brother plays the drums. And so we're like, ooh, Uncle Clark, you got another drummer. But David wants to work with him. And, you never know. Like, that'd be so cool if he actually could play at church. Like, we would have to, like, he could just decide to, like, get up and walk out of one song, but nobody would care. So 16 and it feels like 6. Ugh. No, you did not get slushes because they didn't have them. It was Nate. And then they discontinued those cream slushes, and I was so mad because I don't like the regular ones. The cream is what made it. It's a bummer. They call those like laughing noises that they make, the autistic kids make, joy bursts, or at least an article I read said that. And I love that. Like they just have these joy bursts all the time. And it's so sweet. Nate, he always just is the happiest guy. Now, I mean, of course he can get upset too, but 99.9% of the time, he's just so happy. And we're so thankful for that. Oh man. Yeah. Sleeping is the hardest. I mean, it is so hard. And when you're so exhausted, having to get up and like they're not tired, they're raring to go. You're just like, I need you to go to sleep. It is exhausting. I always just tell myself, I don't know if for you, but for me, like Nate's definitely come in random times, but it's usually a season. And then he'll have, weeks and months where he sleeps a lot better. Never amazing, but he sleeps better. So, I just try to tell myself, hey, it's okay. It's a season and it will pass. It will pass. But anyway. Oh. Yes, I have seen that too. Have you ever gotten the dirty Cokes? You have to order it like you get like a Diet Coke and then you ask them to put like it says on the app to put cream in. I've tried that and it's really good. Maybe it would be similar. I wonder like how much ratio because it was like very ice creamy. Maybe if you put like an ice cream cone in the slush. I don't know. They were so good and it was like so unique. I don't know why they would take it off the menu. I was so mad. But I was totally addicted to those when Nate was a baby. Oh my gosh. Or I was pregnant with him. Yeah, the weekends can be harder for Nate too because that routine. School days are so important because routine, and I found like summer can be hard with sleep because we're out of routine. And so I really try as hard as it is sometimes with our life to keep him in his same routine as possible. I mean, we can't send him to school if it's a weekend, but in terms of getting him to bed about the same time, having dinner around the same time, bath time, that whole process. But it's just sometimes it's like you do all the things you think will help and it still doesn't. So last year they had a strawberry ice cream with slush in it. Maybe that was similar. I don't know. Those things were so good though. It's probably a good thing that they don't have anymore because then I wouldn't be tempted. I love Sonic, but I love just going to get in the ice water. I swear their ice waters, it's the ice. The ice is so good. Yeah, Nate loves school too. He loves school. And the snow days we had, he was so bummed. He would be like, no, you're out of school again tomorrow. And he's like, but knowing your kids' personalities, what careers could you see them in when they got older? Well, Lucy has said, I don't know if she's like fully decided or anything, she's only 9, but I see her doing some sort of teaching. And I definitely see her doing some sort of special needs teaching. She is the most amazing girl with her brother. I mean, it's insane. The way she is with him. So much so that there is an autistic child in her class who the teacher has told me, like, she is just befriended and helps, and she'll put her next to him because she helps him and she's patient with him and she loves on him. And anyway, I definitely see her doing something like that. Mark, there ain't no telling. It's something with cars, maybe. He loves cars and also super, super smart. Nate, no telling. I showed on the vlog that I filmed today this clip, and I didn't even ever explain it. So when you guys watch it, you'll kind of know more than anybody else. But David was playing this game with the kids, and it was like a matching game on the TV. He hooked up his computer to the TV so that they could like play a game on there. And it was like a matching game, but it was with flags, like different country flags. And anytime one would pop up, Nate would yell it out. And it was like random ones like Cook Islands, Grenada, and all this stuff. Like the potential this child has. And do you guys remember when he went through his country phase? That's when we were living in Alabama in 2020. He learned every single flag that is out there for a country. The small ones, I mean, all of them. And sometimes I think he gets on these kicks and he learns it, but then he doesn't use it. And so like maybe he's forgotten. Oh no, like he knew all of them. So there's just no telling like what he could or will do. I have gotten the bags of ice from Sonic before. I don't know. I just feel like once they get in my fridge, they like clump up and then I have to like break them up. I don't know. I do get them sometimes though. There's something about the cup with the ice. I don't know. I love it. That and Starbucks water. Starbucks water is also my favorite. I think it's a lot to do with the cup. I'm a total cup person. Okay, let's do a few more. Do you still do OMAD? That's how I found your channel. I do not do OMAD anymore. I am glad you found my channel that way, though. I did OMAD for a while, and it was just going too slow. I knew I needed to do something more because, oh, here's Layla. David put one of her little beds by my desk, and so she's coming in here to sit by me. I knew I needed to lose weight faster than I was losing. And I had done OMAD for a while. I had lost some, but just it wasn't as fast as I needed to lose it for my health. And so I'm not doing that anymore. But I still say that I intermittent fast because I will fast usually 12 to 13 hours every day. I do think fasting is important, but also in my weight loss phase, I find it easier to do small meals throughout the day and not because I have food issues and binge eating and all this stuff. It's helped me to not go overboard and get too hungry. So yeah, Lucy is amazing. And anytime people say like, well, how should we treat a child with autism or what should we watch her do what she does? She is so like inclusive with Nate, but also she gets him and she doesn't push him to do stuff. Like she celebrates his differences and she loves that. But then she also is very inclusive. She just treats him like a normal, like she just treats him like you would want to be treated, you know? And I just, when we found out that Nate had autism, I was pregnant and she was a baby, like all during that. And so I remember thinking like, what is their relationship going to be like? And feeling like guilty about like, what is, and she just blows me away. She just blows me away. He definitely could do something like that. I could definitely see that. I'm so sorry, Dora. That is really hard. I hope as the future keeps happening that more and more awareness will lead to more and more things for children who grew up to be adults with autism because they need support. They do. It's a huge problem. Yeah, tell me the dictionary of. You guys remember that was way back when. Tell me the dictionary of Twitter. Tell me the dictionary of YouTube. That was definitely back in our apartment. Aw. Yes, I do think that's probably why I craved that slush thing is because it was so hot. I had Nate in it was May, the late part of May. It was already really hot, but I had Lucy at the end of August in San Antonio. It was miserable. There's no way to survive that, but like cold stuff to drink, ice. I also drank a lot of lemonade with Nate. I would get the diet lemonade at Chick-fil-A by the gallon. But man, it was so hot. He does love books a whole lot. He does. Thank you so much. I am really proud of myself. I am. It's been a long time coming, and honestly, I thought impossible to actually happen, but it's happening. It feels really good. Aw. Yeah. Isn't it crazy what their brains can do? It is crazy. Like Nate's like that too with math. He just like adds stuff up and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. I wish my brain worked like that. I wish we could have like a peek into their brain, like for just a little while. I would love to like see how they think. It's just different. It's very interesting. Aw, Thank you so much. I hope that it's obvious that we are people of faith. Um, and I'm glad that you noticed that. It's something that I want to incorporate more and more. Like our faith is who we are. And so there may not be all the time dedicated videos because a lot of people won't click on a video that is, you know, a straight up devotion, but maybe they'll watch something about what we're going through and get a little bit of it in there. And we love sharing our life, and God has been so faithful to us and so good to us. And so all glory goes back to him. But anyway, that is the excitement of the evening, y'all. It has been a very relaxing day today, and tomorrow should be pretty much relaxing too. We have church, and then we have our grow group, and then there's no church tomorrow night because of grow group, so we'll have kind of a chill evening, which is also great. Love that for us. Um, hope that everybody's staying warm until these temps get back up. Yes, popsicles when you're pregnant just hit different. It's crazy like how hot you get. Even like Mark was due in February. And that was a whole different experience being pregnant like in the wintertime. Much better. I will say if I could plan that again, that was much better. But still, like you're just so out of breath and hot and uncomfortable. Oh man. Mark's pregnancy was really hard on my body. Going through pregnancy at 30 something is way different than 20 something. I can tell you that. Like it was rough. And I still have issues from his pregnancy. It just really hurt my body. And I'm so thankful for him and him being here safely. But man, that was a rough time. Man, it was a rough time. But it was nicer to not have. I remember going shopping for like maternity jackets and being like, this is really cool. Really cool. Um, I do think that is so true too. Like my kids are going to be better for having Nate as a sibling, like 100%, 100%. They're going to have more empathy. They're going to have, like I was telling someone not that long ago, like I didn't grow up around anyone with a disability. I never even thought about it. And, not that I was again, had anything bad about it. Just, it wasn't a part of my life. And even in school, like I don't remember any other disabled kids. Like it just wasn't a thing to have them be included in stuff, which is sad. But I think kids are going to be better now for all the inclusion and for it being more talked about. And we're going to have more empathy and, we're going to have more understanding for each other. That's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I'm 37 and mine is retired too. It's more than retired. It is completely done. Yeah, I don't know how people have pregnancies like in their 40s. Like some people, I think, like after 3 pregnancies, my body was like completely over it. But then you see these people who have like 10, 11, 12. I don't know how they do it. Like, I don't know how their body just doesn't fall apart. But I think we're just must be all made different because some people just, I guess, don't struggle with like just have a baby and it's nothing. I about died. I still have all this like pain and all this stuff from pregnancy. Just like, oh, it's really hard. So, but yeah, these people who have 10, 11 babies, I don't know. More power to them. I cannot even imagine that. I cannot even imagine. Like, I just can't. And I'm someone who I loved pregnancy. I loved like feeling the baby inside me. And I know a lot of it was crappy with the heat and all of that, but I loved the feeling of being pregnant. And I tried my best not to complain too much about it because I really did love it. But, I wasn't somebody that just hated it. But still, man, you must have an amazing body to do that. Oh, man. 9 kids. Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, I feel like I would just completely fall apart. And 2, like, I like the pregnancy part better than the newborn part. And I know that sounds bad. I love the newborn baby snuggles and they're so little and they're so cute and all of that. But it is exhausting. And none of my babies slept good. They all had various issues. And it was just such a hard, that newborn time, the first 2 or 3 months, horrible, horrible. And when we lived in Texas, we did not have any family near us. It was just awful. It was just like we were in the weeds. So I can't imagine. I mean, I guess you get better at it the more you have, but yeah, 19 kids and counting. I don't know how she did that. Jessica, I will definitely be praying for that. Definitely. Drugs are really bad. It's just a bad problem. So I'll definitely be praying. 6 grandbabies. The grandbabies, I'm all for that when it's time. But yeah. And I still love babies. I still love holding babies at church. I still love loving on my nephew. I wish I could see him more. I'm still like all about babies, but having one in your body going through that, like everything was hard for me. Like the breastfeeding was really hard for me. None of my babies did great except for Lucy. She was my breastfeeder, and she hated bottles. So I could never be away from her. It was exhausting. I had postpartum with her and little bits with the others. And it was not the best time. It was not the best time of my life. But I wish I could go back and like enjoy them being that little again. Cause it is like, they grow up so fast. I remember holding up clothes at Nate's baby shower thinking it's going to be forever before he's in 10, some of these like 9 months, 12 months. And it just felt like that. And he was already in that. And I was like, oh my gosh. What do you think I'll do with my time when Mark's in school? I will definitely use it to do more of what I'm doing. I am looking forward. I'm dreading him going back to school because he's my baby. I don't know. I'm just nervous about it. We're hoping he'll get to start next year. I'm not sure if he'll get into preschool or not. It's not like a guaranteed thing here. But the part I'm looking forward to is having a more routine day. Like I could see me going to the gym. I could see me doing more things at the church. I could see me having a better schedule on YouTube, doing more with the health coaching, like just doing more of what I'm doing and being a little more organized with it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. It's like such a huge step. Your last one going to school. I don't know if I'm ready for it. Age 3 is rough. I liked the newborn stage in terms of the cuteness, and you don't have, like the toddler tantrums and stuff, but the lack of sleep just did me in. The lack of sleep did me in. At least at 3, they're mostly sleeping. Some of them. Nate still at 3 wasn't sleeping, but oh man. Preschool teacher, that's great. Yeah, I understand that. That happens to us all the time. We're like, oh boy. Yay. Time really does go by so fast. I mean, Nate is going to be 12 this year. 12. We're going to have a 12-year-old. Like, it does not feel like that long ago that he was born. It's so sad. It's so sad. Lucy's going to be 10. Mark's about to turn 4. It feels like I just said I was pregnant with him. The years are going by so fast. Aw, you got your girl after 4 boys. Oh, that's so sweet. I do miss like those baby snuggles. I remember when we lived with my mom and dad, I would go down to Mark's room every night with him, and I would give him his bottle and I would rock him. And I remember just being like, even when he didn't even want to be rocked, like he would have been fine to be laid down, but I needed it. And he liked it too. And I would rock him. And I just remember thinking like, this is my last baby. Like I've got to soak it in. It's sad. Yes, I will definitely pray for your grandmother. She's not well. She fell. She's very confused. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will definitely be praying for her. That is so hard. We've been through that And it is really hard. So I'll definitely be praying. Yeah, everybody keeps telling me that too. Like the teenage years are the worst. And I could see that. Like the thought of like Lucy being able to drive soon and like her being in a car and the stress of that. Like I mean, she'll be 10. Like, oh, we only got like 6 more years. She'll be driving. Like I'm not ready for that. And I know the drama that teenagers are because I used to be one. And I know like the attitude and all of that. Yeah. Oh, wow. You have your hands full. You have your hands full. Oh, I remember us saying we were done after Nate and Lucy. We were done. Like, well, we didn't say officially we were done. We said we were probably done. We thought we were most likely done. You know, we were living in that apartment. It was really small. We had our hands full. But we had made no decisions to be done, like no final decisions. And so, surprise, Mark. And I'm so glad. Like, God knew we needed him in our life. But yeah, now after that, we're like, okay, we know for sure now we're done. We know for sure. I remember that as a teenager too. Mom was like, we never see you anymore. It is so true. Yes, Jesus, take the real for real. Like I will be a nervous wreck. I can't even imagine. And not even that I don't trust her, but all the other people on the road. Oh man. Um, he's not he's not real big into sports. He's never been. Mark is going to be our sporty one. Like he's always been the one that's been interested in like balls and throwing and all that. Nate doesn't really care. Now Nate does like to run. So we've thought like if there was a running program or something, eventually maybe he would like that, but he would probably have to have somebody that's really fast that could run beside him because at any point he could just decide to like run another way, you know? I mean, I guess if it was on a track, he couldn't like run off the track and get hurt. I don't know. But he likes to run. That's really the only thing that I could think of. He's not big into like basketball or baseball or anything like that. They do have Special Olympics, yes. Nate really enjoyed that. He did bowling this year, but that's just what all of his class did. So I don't know, there'll probably be other options for him to do different stuff later on. But he enjoyed that. That might be something to look into. Special Olympics is great. Great, great. You guys, it is 11 o'clock. I've been going on for over an hour. So I'm going to end this. We will definitely do this again soon. Thank you all for hanging out with me. My tea is almost emptied. Delirious. I'm going to go to bed. Do you guys want to say goodnight to Layla? Can you do that? Okay, see, everybody was worried about you because you were sick. And then you're fine now, aren't you? You guys see how her tongue hangs out of her mouth? It's always done that. She's like, Mama, please let's go to bed. But I love you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me. We'll do this again soon. See you later. Tell them bye, Layla. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys. Sugar girl.